All right, so you have your ball handy. Let's just set it off to the side just at the very beginning here. Do our shoulder rolls, open that chest, squeeze, get a nice squeeze through the shoulders and an opening through the chest. Walk those feet out a little bit, round those shoulders. Feel that stretch in your upper back, lift up and squeeze back and down, and then just continue that. Nice rolls and squeezes, pull the belly button in. Rounding and lifting. Good. Couple more here. And then hands come down. Roll through your cat and your cow. Shoulders back and down. Roll through cat. Inhale through cow one more time. Cat and cow. Shoulders out of your ears. Big deep breath in. Let's bring them down. And we'll bring that ball underneath our knees, but above our ankles. So mid-shin. Walk your feet in till you feel like they are in parallel and you are engaging those inner thighs a little bit, abs in, tailbone long, and we'll lift up on those heels and gently come down. You're trying not to drop on them, but barely tap. And you're also trying to stay suspended with the ribs down and abs in, tailbone long. And see if you can hold, pause for just a second at the very top. Holding your hands here, probably the most stable. If you want to bring them out, you're fine. If you need to, that's fine. A little distracting. You could add some arm movement if that doesn't throw you off too much. So just slowly lifting and lowering. Notice if you're coming forward, see if you could just come straight up. It's a little more challenging to then lower with control. Just a couple more. Last two. And last one, we'll hold. Up in the air, holding, 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 and bring that down. All right, let's step out with our right foot, put the ball in front of it, and your left leg in front of that. Come on back, babe. Come on. She's wishing me happy Mother's Day weekend. Bend that right knee. Thank you, sweetie. Slide those left toes forward, slide back. So we bend the right knee, reach with those left toes, working that right quad and that right glute. Good girl. Whatever you want with your arms. Again, you can hold them at heart center. You can bring them out to the side. You can add arm movement. Just two more. And then this time, leave that right knee bent, sit into it, lift that left leg, tap and lift, 4, 3, 2, 1, just hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And now here we go, working those inner thighs. You're gonna reach out, feeling that quad and that glute, but then come in, squeeze as hard as you can, maybe keep that foot lifted. Reach out, squeeze and hold for a second. Reach, squeeze and hold. Reach out, squeeze and hold. Good. And then we reach out, we hold here, we're gonna tap, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna lift up, we're gonna squeeze in and hold, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're gonna walk so that that right foot is in front, left leg behind. We'll still bend that right knee, reach the left leg back as far as you can, and then squeeze it in. Feel those glutes work. Reach and squeeze, reach and squeeze. As always, when we're reaching backwards, you can add an arm reach with one arm, both arms, it'll add that extra challenge, but you're really sitting into that right leg. Reach back, lift that leg up, tap, 4, 3, 2, 1, leave the foot in the air, squeeze, hold, feel the glute, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, leave the legs exactly how they are. Bend the left knee, reach the right toes forward and back up. Reach forward and back up. That's right, no rest for the wicked or nor the weary. You know that phrase can go both ways? Good, last time we reach out, we hold, abs in, tap, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it up. Whoop, sorry. All right, reach out with that right foot, squeeze in, get some adduction, reach, squeeze, reach, squeeze, out and in. Two more. And then we hold this one out. We lift that leg and tap, 4, 3, 2, 1. We hold it in, squeezing, holding 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now that left leg steps in front of the right. We're going to reach back with that right leg, abs in, stretch and reach, and come up. Again, feel free to do one arm or two arms, totally up to you. Good, reach back, lift up, tap, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, squeezing in, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Set that ball off to the side for a moment, right leg over left, arms up and over we go. Push the hips to the right, spin just a little bit, bend your knees, come down, roll through cat, inhale through cow, extend that spine, support yourself and come up. And then we'll go left over right, up and over we go, hips to the left. Give it a little turn, bend your knees, roll through cat. Inhale through cow, support with the right hand, left arm goes up, and that lifts us up. Shake that out. All right, let's come on down to our mats, please. And that ball is going to come behind us for a little bit of support at our sacrum. Actually, you know what? No, we're good. You're welcome. All right, so that ball is kind of wedged right at your sacrum, so it helps you sit tall. Walk those feet back, try and get all 10 toes on the ground, and then hinge back just to the point where you feel like it's really giving you good support, but your abs are now engaged. Pull the belly button in, pull the ribs in. We're going to reach the back arm up, and we're going to take that top arm rotating just a tiny bit, and then we go the other way. The reach is really important to help keep us lifted up out of that spine as we rotate. I also learned recently that when you rotate, you can't roll, that your spine automatically corrects. I'm not sure if that's completely true, but anyway, here we go, right? So it helps us get that upper back spinal extension. Two more. Last one. And relax, round, and then sit up nice and tall. Move that ball back this time, so it's kind of at your low back, and then you're going to roll onto it. You're going to pull the belly button in and grab your knees, and then secure them in right up against your chest. Lift your knees tabletop, but then you get to support all of this with your hands. Elbows, fingertips, whatever, but look and make sure the knees didn't pull away, right? So we're staying in that tucked position. Knees go side to side, chest stays open. You can add a can if you want, don't have to. You can do straight legs if you want. I'm going to keep mine bent, a little bit safer for your spine. Knees stay close. And then feet go down. We're going to roll that ball a little further back, so it's between your shoulder blades this time. And now you have that support, and we're going to bring just our fingertips to the edges of our skull, nod our head yes. Deep breath in. Exhale, scoop the belly button in. Inhale, let your body lift up and over the ball, but your head stays where it was. It doesn't lift or lower at the chin. And then exhale, press into the ball to lift. Up and over you go. On the inhale, this is our negative to neutral. Again, we're working some upper back opening. If you want a little more challenge, you'll create a longer lever by cradling your head in between your biceps and crisscrossing at the wrist. This is not so much about coming up high, but just coming up even. If you want to add a knee lift, alternate a knee lift. And really close those ribs when you come up. Your last challenge would be to stack those knees, and you're going to be really wobbly, right? But that's an option if you want. You could even extend a leg when you came up. Sometimes, however, when we do that, we forget the up and over part. So be careful about not neglecting that. And then you're going to go ahead, we'll come back to that in a few minutes, but for now, just go ahead, put your feet on the ground and bring that ball between your knees. You're going to give that ball a squeeze, and as you do so, let your fingertips rest on your low abs. Inhale, release the squeeze. Exhale, squeeze hard again. Notice that there'll be a little change under where your abs are. Inhale, release it. Exhale, squeeze it. So we're inhaling to release, exhaling, squeeze. Hopefully those abs engage a little more when you squeeze. Last time, inhale, exhale, squeeze as you lift. Inhale, hold, squeeze a little harder, come down as you're squeezing, and then release it on the inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ball, lift it up, squeeze a little harder on the inhale. Exhaling, bring it down, inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze, lift, inhale harder, keep the squeeze as you roll down, and then release. If you want to add arms, feel free to lift them above you or even further overhead, whatever you'd like. Add prep. And relax, put the soles of the feet together, let those inner thighs get a little break. Put that ball on your belly button and see if maybe you can find a spot where it would stay. If that's not happening, you can try your rib cage and see if it'll stay there. And you're going to lift those legs up, tabletop, knees directly above your hips, shins in line with the ground, back of the neck long, toe touch. Thigh moves away from the body, toe doesn't have to touch. Inhale, slowly moving that leg. Exhale, even more slowly back up. You can make it a heel flex for a little extra work. You can squeeze both knees together for more work. You can turn this into a long lever, single leg lower, or heel flex, or double leg lower. But as always, this is about keeping those abs in, that tailbone long. Bend those knees, feet on the ground. Bridge up. That ball is going to go underneath your tailbone, not way up at your sacrum nor your low back. And then we find that tabletop again. And you might already feel a little woozy. Try and lift your arms, see how that feels. And then if you can just hold this, or you can go to your toe touch again. Single leg or double leg, ribs stay in, they're going to want to flare up, so be cautious. Or you can go to that long lever, single leg or double leg, totally up to you. But the challenge is to not necessarily put your hands down. If you need to put them down, try to minimize how many fingers are touching. If your chin tipped up, make sure you nod it yes, maybe even fold your mat a little bit to help out. And then find whichever level works for you best. And then we'll bridge up, woo, and take a quick break. Hug those knees in, ball goes over top of the shins, and then we lift that, holding that ball right at the knees. Shins are in parallel, deep breath in, exhale, lift. Inhale, extend the arms and the legs for double leg stretch. Put the ball on the shin again. Inhale, reach. Then option to open the legs, squeeze the ball. Grab the ball. Inhale, squeeze the ball. Exhale, grab the ball. Inhale, squeeze the ball. Next option, without pulling your knees in like that, keep them stacked, but you come up. Put the ball on the shins, maybe roll them to the ankle and back, and then extend. Come on up, roll, roll, and extend. So a couple options there. Give me 4 more of whatever you've chosen, please. Good. And when you finish that 4th one, come on down. Knees are resting, or feet are resting on the ground. Stack your right leg in tabletop. Put the ball against the thigh. Press your hands against it. Push your knee in and your hands away so your triceps are going to engage. And you're going to feel a little hip flexor, but you should feel some abs for sure. Back of the neck stays rested on the ground. Left leg up in the air. Point those toes. Reach. So you're not bringing your knee in. You're holding it out there. Pressing, pressing. Isometric contraction. Bring that left knee in. Right foot down. Left foot down. Ball to the left side. Press against it as you bring it into tabletop. So my leg is pushing in, my arms are pushing away, the ball is stuck in the middle, getting smushed, and then right leg up and extend. So this is single leg stretch, miserable version. And then as you're ready, inhale, switch your legs, exhale, press against the left. Inhale to switch, exhale, press against the left. Inhale, switch, press right. Inhale, switch, press left. If for any reason this is really not doing well for your back, bring the ball behind your hamstring, and instead you're going to pull your arms back as you press the leg away, right? So kind of the opposite, it becomes leg pull. So whichever version is fine, just keep going. A couple more for me, please. And then come to center, take a moment. Then you're going to put that ball down where your feet would normally be for a bridge. You're going to let your heels go to the back and your toes come up and over like a bird perch. Your knees are going to want to gap open, so let's squeeze them together and lift up in a bridge. And that might be all fine and dandy. You could stay here, you could roll the ball forward and back if you want. Or what would happen if you could hover your hands? Would that be okay? If that's okay, you can roll the ball in and out, or you could lift and lower your hips, or you could put those two things together. Lower lift, roll in and out, lower lift, roll out and in, whatever combo you want to do. Keep it going for me. Take a little break. We'll stretch those hammies in a minute, but we're going to do single leg. That means 2 more rounds. If you're not going to do single round, you're going to do that same thing, but 2 more times. So for a single leg, we're going to put the heel at the back of the ball and the toes up in the air. So we're really going to feel this glute. And then we're going to lift those hips off the ground. That might be okay. Maybe you're going to stay here and roll in and out. Big jump, left leg goes up. I would not suggest you lift both arms on this one. And then again, you have the option to lift and lower your hips or roll the ball in and out, lift lower, roll out in, lift lower, roll out in, you choose. and then come on down. We're gonna move that over to the left side. So again, the heel is down, the toes are up, right foot is on the ground. We're gonna lift up. You're welcome to stay there. Definitely hover your hands if you're doing that, or right leg in, out and in you go, or up and down, or a combination of those things. Legs can be long or or a short lever, totally up to you. And again, you have 4 more of those, please. And then, as promised, we'll put that ball behind that right leg, hug the knee in for a moment, and then use the ball. Sorry, technical difficulty here for 1 second. Use the ball to hug the knee in, flex through the heel, push down and flex up, hamstring stretch. And then we'll bring that to the left side. So knee comes in, hey sweetie, give it a hug. Grab the ball, flex the left heel to the sky, press down. Hey, princess. Yeah, hi, princess. All right, and then relax. So now we're gonna put that ball on the fronts of the ankles. We're gonna bring our forehead up. We're gonna roll like a ball. If that's not a good idea for your spine, you just roll side to side. We'll meet at the top in a moment. Otherwise, you're exhaling to roll, inhaling to hold. If the ball goes flying across the room, that's some information to you. Couple more. And then if you were rolling side to side, meet us. And then we're gonna put the ball on the mat so we can sit on top of it. Legs wide, knees bent. So having this ball here is gonna allow me to sit a little taller because I can get a little bit of that pelvic tilt by rolling forward a little bit, tipping my pubic bone down and my tailbone up. And then we'll come forward in spine stretch. Maybe your hands are down to help grow tall and then hinge. I even sometimes roll forward enough that my tailbone is pitched down, or still on the ball, but my pubic bone is pitched down. And then you can reach out or up, forward and up, whatever works for you for spine stretch. And then we'll gently bring that down, scoot that ball out from under us. And then we're gonna come down to a sideline position. We're gonna bring that ball with us. Shoulder right underneath, no, elbow right underneath your shoulder. You want to push this back, lift up out of it, engage those lats, space between your ear and shoulder. So we're going to come up in a side plank. You know, you can be on the sides of your thighs, all 10 toes lifted, or top leg in front of the bottom one, or legs stacked. You choose, then you're going to put that ball where it can support you. And then look down and see if you're, most of us are hinged forward. So walk the elbow back a little bit, pull your chest back, roll your hips forward, and then get off that ball. And then just squish it an inch. Little pet ball, let it know that you're there. Now, you can stay there, keep going, you can take a break. I'm going to show you the next level, which is a big jump into that balanced position. It can be done on the sides of the thighs. I'll show you that in a minute. Otherwise, bottom foot goes on, leave a lot of space for the top foot, the arch of the top foot, and then come up side plank. If you were doing side of the thighs, and that ball goes there, your toes are going to go up in the air. You have to help yourself up for a second. And then there you go. And if you're going back to that first level, that's fine. And then we're just going to switch sides. So come on over to the other side, please. Figure out which sort of plank you want to do. Protect this shoulder, push it back. Engage those lats, create space between your ear and shoulder. If you feel it in your shoulder, you always want to check and see if you've rotated forward. And then again, whichever version you've chosen, you're gonna put that ball where it supports you. You're gonna look and see, oh, maybe I need to open my chest backwards, pull my hips forward, and then I'm gonna lift, tap and lift. And relax or keep going. You know what's coming next. Bottom ankle and foot go on the ball. Leave a lot of space for your top foot, and then bring it on up, side plank. You could even try a little bit of a roll, lift that top hip, roll it in and out, but that oftentimes will engage that shoulder a little bit too much. We don't want to overtax that. Come down as you're ready, and you're going to meet me on your abs with the ball off of the mat, please. All right, so when we're on our abs, we want to lift the kneecaps and keep our toenails on the ground so we can engage those quads. We want to pull that belly button in, and then we're going to put the hands right on top of that ball so our head can be right in between the biceps. Deep breath in. On the exhale, press down on the ball to lift yourself the tiniest bit up, just that upper body, and then roll the ball back by bringing the shoulder blades down your spine. Deep breath in, hold, kneecaps are lifted, abs are lifted. Exhale down, deep breath in. Press down, inhale, squeeze back, holding. Exhale down, deep breath in. Exhale, lift, inhale, squeeze, hold, and exhale down. Keep it going. And relax, that's your last one. We're gonna put the ball back on our heels so that as we sit back with our hips, we have a little extra space behind our knees. Just a little more gentle. If your hands can come down to your sides, that's great. You could even start to give your feet a little bit of massage. We always wanna keep those little muscles, tendons, ligaments, all little bones in your feet happy. And then you're gonna come up, and as you come up, we're gonna move that ball to the center of your mat so the belly button can rest on it. We got a little supported back bend, shoulders out of your ears, chin nods yes. We're gonna turn this into our pre-plank. So instead of lifting in an arch, we're gonna pull that collarbone back, pull those ribs up so they're barely touching the ball. So again, it's a plank from your head to your hips and knees. A little more, you roll up onto the tops of your thighs again, all 10 toes up in the air. Hands are apart. A little more, tuck those toes in your regular plank. And if you're doing that, you might be able to give that ball a little roll forward and back, making sure not to create a flat tire. So 3 options there. Take a few moments, whichever plank you're doing. And then come on down, take a break. Your next option is going to be a balance again. If that didn't work out so well for you, this is actually a little bit easier because you're on both feet. But if you want to go back to what we just did, that's fine also. Otherwise, I'm going to put that ball kind of underneath my ankles, a little bit toward the top of the feet, but not the toes, because I'm going to come up in my plank, and then I might be able to do a pike by looking down, lifting my abs, and then rolling the ball up to my toes, and then coming into that plank again and holding. Deep breath in, exhale, roll it up, and then find that plank and hold. Give me, if you're doing those, give me 5 of those, please. Pretty challenging. Don't forget that little hold. Yeah. Okay. And relax once more. Let's rest back in that resting position. And then we have a little challenge. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. You're going to see if you can put that ball either at your tailbone or your sacrum or your low back. See if it'll hold there. If it won't, don't worry about it. If it will, you're going to try a bird dog with that ball balanced back there. Think about lifting your arm higher than your ear, stretching that toe, but not arching. Gently bring that down. Give me a cat, meow. Give me a cow. And then we'll try the other side. Left leg, right arm. Again, if you can hold that ball on your back, that's amazing. If you have a really wobbly ball, doesn't always work out. And then you should come back to center, we cat, meow, and we cow. Oh. All right. We're going to do one more little series seated on the ball. Pretty miserable. Not the first one, not so bad, but here we go. So legs out. And again, because I'm on the ball, I can roll forward a little bit and put my spine in a better position. Taller posture. Knees can be bent or straight. You might want to start with them bent and see how this goes. Arms into a T. We're going to saw forward, and we don't want to collapse. We want to stay lifted as we reach across, and then back to center. Exhale, other way, and back to center. Stretch, reach, rotate. So a little balance happening here. Work some intrinsic muscles. And then back to center. Here comes the challenge. From that wide base of support, we're going to bring our toes to touch. This should already feel definitely more wobbly. Now you're going to rotate toward me, and you're going to try and go further and further. Those are exhales. Inhale back to center. Check that your toes are still flexed back and big toes are together. You're going to twist away from me. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, center to the front. Inhale, center. Check your toes to the back. Inhale, center to the front. Inhale, center to the back. Inhale, center to front. Back. This time, bend your front elbow. Push, push, push. Inhale, center to the back. Push, push, push. Woo! And relax. Roll off that ball. Beautiful. All right. We're going to hug those knees in with that ball behind them. Take a quick little break here. Let those knees roll side to side. Roll the other way. You think I forgot? Actually did. Remember this, and I promised that we'd come back to it. Here you are. Okay, so both shoulder blades are lifted up in the air, back of the neck is long. And we're going to do this without support initially so that we're not jerking on our head. So all you're going to do is lift your back arm and then rotate toward me, but notice if your hips moved and your legs, keep them center. Inhale back, other way. So again, we're keeping in that extension as we rotate. Now, challenge, can you bend your elbows and do this without crossing that back elbow, right? So we're beginning a crisscross. And then if you can, you are going to lift the opposite leg and stretch it away, back to center. Opposite leg, stretch away. So my point is, if I had my arms extended, my left fingertips and my right leg would be as far away as possible. And we're getting that beautiful rotation through those obliques. And then we're coming to center, and we're done. All right, lie down, hug that ball behind your right knee, give it a hug. Let's do a couple rotations. And then bring that ball in just as we did before. So you're pushing your knee into your shoulder, and that right foot goes up in the air. If you want, you can use either hand to help manipulate the foot. Maybe eventually pull those right toes back. Grab that ball, straighten out that leg. If you're still holding, go ahead and move, or move your hand down and get that ankle rotation. Bring that to center, take that ball up your thigh, or up your shin, calf. Stretch out that left leg, flex through the heel, lift yourself a little higher, bend those knees, flex through the heel. Good, bend that right knee, bring that ball in and just a little bit across so you're starting to feel a nice stretch here. Then you're gonna bring that out, let that right ankle cross the left thigh, open up, and then we'll bring that ball behind the left hamstring as we thread our needle, rotate through that left side, bend that knee, see if you can reach your shin and squeeze even closer for a bigger stretch on that right hip. You're welcome to close knee over knee, and then you can rotate open over to the left, hip stretch, or all the way into a twist, if you want. And then we come back to center and the ball is right where we want it, hugging in, drawing some circles if that would feel good. Pull those toes back if you like, and then eventually stretch out that leg, flex and point, move through that foot, everything back to center, roll up, flex the right heel, lift, pointed flex, bend that knee, bring that slightly across, hitting that hip stretch. And then put the foot down to open across your other thigh. Bring it in, ball behind the right thigh. Flex, point, rotate, bend it, hug it deeper. And then crisscross applesauce all the way, no gap. Pulling up and over towards your right shoulder and leaving it there or rotating. Then you're going to roll over onto your right side and bring that to your hands and knees. And we'll undulate to a cow cat. Inhaling forward cow. Exhale back cat. And then we'll walk that back. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Press those heels out. And then wide stance. Nod yes and shake no. Bend your knees, hands on your thighs. Cat now. And cow. Ooh. Ah. And bring it up. Thank you and happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Nutmeg, for making my Mother's Day weekend and theirs. Okay.